Hi, I'm Haley from Herbal Meadows Botanicals, and today I'm going to be showing you how easy it is to make a body butter. This body butter is all natural, as are all of my products, and it is a combination of herbs that was created and crafted by my friend the Wild Woodland Witch and is known as her Meadow Sweet Body Butter. Feel free to change the name and the herb choices. Making body butter is super easy and everyone should be doing it, so give it a try. Let me show you how to do it. For this recipe, we're going to be using grapeseed oil, mango butter, shea butter, vitamin E oil, arrowroot powder, and your choice of herbs. And the special herbs we're going to be using today is my homegrown lemon balm, hand-foraged yarrow, and lavender. To help avoid a greasy body butter, you want to use oils that will absorb fast into the skin. So oils that I have on hand, for example, would be safflower oil, grapeseed oil, argan oil, fractionated coconut oil, and jojoba oil. There's other oils that absorb fast into the skin, so make sure you check that out if you'd like to have other options. Today we're going to be using this grapeseed oil. We're also going to be using this mango butter that I have, also shea butter, as well as vitamin E oil, arrowroot powder, and of course our herbs. The first herb we're going to start with is yarrow. All aerial parts of yarrow are useful, and I do grow yarrow here at my home, and I also forage yarrow wild. It's in abundance here in Southwest Michigan. Yarrow is known to stop bleeding when immediately used on the skin, so that's pretty amazing. If you ever find it in the wild, that's a good tip to know. It's an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, wound healing herb, and it also has an amazing sweet and spicy smell. I just really adore yarrow in so many ways. So I pick it and then I bring it inside and I air dry it, and then I have my own yarrow harvest throughout the winter and the rest of the seasons to make medicine with. And I also grow my own lemon balm. Because lemon balm is in the mint family, it is super easy to grow. It grows underground by ribosomes, and it also is self-seeding. So once you get lemon balm on your property, it kind of just doesn't stop. So there's always abundance of this around, and it actually is one of the herbs that are hard to find for sale because of the fact that after you've harvested and dried it for a year, after that the oils kind of dissipate, and so it's really hard for companies to sell. So it's one of those herbs that you should definitely be growing on your own. It's very easy to grow, hard to kill. I have a lot of lemon balm here on my property, like I said, so I use it for tea. I can also use it for these topical reasons. It's many healing properties. Lemon balm is antiviral, it's an astringent, it's also wound healing, and it has a pleasant lemony mint smell to it. All aerial parts of lavender are medicinal, and I do grow lavender here at my home, but it is tougher to grow here in Michigan. This is my homegrown lavender here, as you see in this video. I do cherish my lavender very much. I grow 2 different varieties of lavender, but it is hard to grow. I'm here in zone 6A, down here in Southwest Michigan. And lavender does have many anti-inflammatory properties, as well as antimicrobial, antifungal, detoxifying, and it has a distinct smell of a feminine scent. I love that distinct feminine scent that lavender gives off, and I like to carry lavender around with me in different places and have it with me most of the time just to get a quick whiff of if I need it. I have pre-measured each of my herbs to 1 heaping cup. I like to store my herbs whole because herbs that are stored whole hold their medicinal properties longer. So that's why a lot of times you can see them come in whole forms and then you crush them up as you're going to use them, because That's the best way to preserve the medicinal medicine that's inside of these herbs. The first thing I'm doing is using my pestle and mortar to crush up these lavender flowers. This is a really easy tool to have around for your herbalism uses, and it really helps release those medicinal properties. Next, I am doing the same with the yarrow flowers. I really like this tool to use on flowers. It really helps get it all crushed up and kind of get it into more of a powder form. And we are increasing the exposure here for these herbs. The yarrow leaves I can just break up by hand. They're dried all the way, so they're super crumbly. I harvested these about 8 months ago. And the same with the lemon balm. It's very easy to crumble up. Now let's add our intentions. I've got all my herbs mixed up and they're ready to go into my crock pot. This is the slow cooker method, but this is the fastest, easiest way, and I feel like it brings out a lot of good properties in dried herbs. So I like to use this method quite often. I'm using my pestle just to kind of flatten it out. Since this is a smaller batch, you want to just cover your herbs with about 1 inch of the oil. So to have them level makes it easier to tell how much oil you need. I use these wooden chopsticks to help stir up my herbs, and then I will be adding more oil accordingly. You want to saturate your herbs well, and because they're dried, they will absorb a little bit of it, and then have your herbs covered completely and adding oil as needed. We are doing a heated herbal oil infusion here with our crock pot method. The temperature is going to be 100 degrees on warm with a maximum temperature of 120 degrees. And we will be cooking this for 24 to 48 hours. I prefer the 48-hour method. As seen in my other videos here, we have a muslin cloth and a sieve to help separate our herbs from our oils. Here I am emptying my infused herbal oils into the muslin cloth and sieve. It can take quite a while for all of the oil to drip out of the herbs, so I like to let this process take its time. I also named it the slow drip because it seems like it can take forever, but I like to let my herbs drip at least 20 minutes to an hour, sometimes even overnight if it's a huge batch. I just cover it up with the cotton towel and let it drip until the herbs kind of dry out, and that way I'm getting all of the oil infusion out of the herbs and none is wasted. Okay, let's weigh up our butters. I will be putting the recipe below. I did double the recipe, so I'm going to be putting the math below so that you don't get it confused. Make sure you tare your scale and also make sure it's set for grams. This will be measuring in grams. I prefer to measure my butters in weight. Here I am measuring my shea butter, and next I will be measuring my mango butter. Now if you do not have mango butter, you can double up the shea butter. That's fine as well. Now we are going to be using a double boiler to melt down our butters and mix it with our oils. If you do not have a double boiler, be sure to check out some of my other videos. I show you how to make an easy one with things that you might have around your home. Here I'm adding my shea and mango butter first. I'm going to melt this down. This does take a little while, probably about 40 minutes. This is a time-lapsed video. Melt your shea butter and mango butter on a very low temp. That's why we are using a double boiler, so not to burn it. After your shea and mango butters have melted completely together, you can add your herbal oil infusion and remove your double boiler from the heat. Next, I'm going to be adding a half a teaspoon of vitamin E oil. Stir everything all in together. If you so choose to add essential oils, this would be your time. I will also put down how many drops I suggest that you use below. And I'm going to be pouring this all into a small bowl that has a lid because I need to refrigerate this after it cools down a little bit for an hour or more, just until there is no liquid left, and then we're going to whip up this butter. As you can see, the texture is soft but firm. Now we're ready to whip this into a butter. For this process, you can use an immersion blender, a stand mixer as I'm using, or you can whisk it by hand. Next, I will be adding my arrowroot powder. Again, I will be putting the measurements for this below. The arrowroot powder helps keep your butter from being greasy. Mix it really well on high for 5 minutes. And we're also going to be pausing intermittently to scrape the edges of the bowl to make sure that it is stirring consistently. We are going to be whipping our butter until it changes the consistency to a light fluffy, and it will also change colors. Once your butter is all whipped up, you can start adding it to your jars of choice. I choose amber colored jars as any kind of medicinal products are better kept in a cool, dark place, and the amber helps keep any sunlight that could enter out. Make sure you're pressing the butter up against the edge of the jar as you are filling it because the air bubbles will take up a lot of extra space. This is a 4-ounce jar, and I want to be sure that I'm giving 4 ounces of body butter. When my jar is all filled, the outside of it is usually a little messy and greasy. I take a clean cotton towel and I wipe the edges really well. And then we can put the safety cap on as well as the top. After I have all of my jars filled, I like to enjoy that extra body butter stuck on the whisk. It really is a great body butter. It's non-greasy, moisturizing, and it absorbs quickly. So that's how easy it is to make your own body butter. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below. We're going to be storing our Meadow Sweet body butter in a cool, dark place, and it will be good up to 1 year shelf life. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and share. This is your go-to all-natural channel. My name is Haley, and I love to share herbalism and foraging skills. I hope to see you again next time.